Hey everyone, before you choose to watch this vlog, I just need to issue a trigger warning. Certain books in this vlog discuss themes like HIV and AIDS and conversion therapy. So if you are not comfortable with these topics, I suggest maybe not watching this vlog. Your mental health is what I care about more than my views, and that's that. That's that. So yeah. But if you think you can handle these topics, then enjoy. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel of your favorite, or soon-to-be favorite, Bookworm Twink Supreme. So, I need to adjust my camera. I just filmed another vlog on the reading most disturbing books ever written thing. And honestly, there are so many disturbing books that I have discovered through my research that I am, I don't know, probably thinking of making this an official series on my channel. Probably gonna make this my brand. This, in addition to the drunk reviews, is probably what I'm gonna be known for, as if I wasn't gonna be demonetized enough. So if you haven't seen the rest of the series, I'm gonna link them down below. We've got part 1, and we've got part 2, and I did a part 2.5 where I dedicated the whole vlog to one specific book because it was just that messed up. I read Succulent Prey by Wrath James White, and that's this video, and all 3 are gonna be linked down below. So be sure to give the rest of this series a watch because you're gonna have a blast, because I had a blast reading those books and filming them, so be sure to check that out right when you're done with this. So yeah, without further ado, enjoy.
Pick your season or occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends you only talk to till summer ends. The best way to spend your day in it when you're only making $10 every 60 minutes.
Hello everyone, I am outside once again getting some fresh air. I have decided to start the book Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. I've never read a book from this author before, but I do hear this book getting hyped up. As a matter of fact, when I uploaded my very first Reading Disturbing Horror Books vlog, a bunch of people in my DMs and in the comment section was like, read Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. And I said, sure. I have the audiobook on my phone. It's about 3 in the afternoon, and I'm gonna start reading out here. Check in when I got updates. Yeah.
A few moments later.
Alright, let's walk around, because I have finished. Oops, I am getting ensnared in some spider webs at the moment. Oh my gosh. Trigger warning. So I'm about 12% into Exquisite Corpse, and I have some thoughts. So basically we follow this serial killer named Andrew Compton, and he regales us on his adventures like how one would in a 60 Minutes interview. He says that he killed, I think, 23 people in the span of a decade, and that he engaged in necrophilia. So, okay. So far, no general impressions. The book starts off with the action right off the bat. The first 2 chapters are electrifying. He is able to do certain things with his body that are impressive. Also, the writing is really, really good. The writing is lyrical and poetic, and the way that emotions are described as the killing happens, and the way he reflects on what he has done is just so sick and twisted, but so beautiful to read. I don't know. If you have read this book and you have your opinions, do share, because that's where I'm at so far. So I'm gonna continue reading and discuss some more with y'all. Okay, yeah.
Let's clock out, you and me. Wander over West County. Take my hand, shop and see. Only get paid hourly. We can couple, I can drive. Listening to Jackson 5. We can make it, Wilson.
Alright, so I'm gonna check back in with another update. I specifically want to talk about Chapter 4 and Chapter 7. This isn't gonna contain spoilers, so fret not. So basically, I was under the impression that we would be following Andrew throughout the whole thing. But no, apparently we have 4 main characters. We have Andrew, who is a serial killer, and then we have Jay, who is also another serial killer, and then we have these other 2, one named Tran, who is a young Vietnamese man, and his ex-lover named Luke. So basically, Tran is this young Vietnamese guy who comes from a traditional family, but he is gay, and he used to date this much older guy named Luke who introduced him to, you know, sex and all these things. You get to hear from both sides about how their relationship ended, and it's honestly really sad. Like, it's a combination of naivete and jealousy and rage. But I specifically want to talk about Luke. I think this is either chapter 6 or chapter 7. It's the point of view of Luke where he basically opens up about, you know, living with HIV and how he has this radio show to convey his ideas. And he expresses what it's like living in a world that is so uncaring about his condition, and especially because this was many like gay men were afflicted by this disease in, I think it was the 80s, I believe, 80s, 90s, and he basically talks about how the government didn't want to do anything to find a cure, and society just had stigmatized it so much. Gays were treated like second-class citizens, and this disease made him really have to confront his mortality and just the way he describes the world in such a nihilistic, sad, truly sad way. Hello, am I out of focus? Hello. The way he describes the world in such a tragic and nihilistic way is just so beautiful for some reason. I don't know, I just love the darkness in this book. What does that say about me? I have no idea. Also, in chapter 4, there was a scene where they describe cutting into human meat, and it made me really hungry. It sounded like cutting into a tenderloin. So, I don't know, that was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna read a bit more, maybe update later, maybe update tomorrow. Who knows? Chat soon.
A few moments later.
Currently watching Wrong Turn 4 with Danny. Hi! Say hi! This is the same person I watched Titan with. So yeah, I'm really excited because this movie is supposedly really gory and the opening scene was pretty epic. So yeah, I'm gonna give you my review soon. And oh, this lighting is really bad. Whatever. We make it work. Anyway, chat soon.
Sounds nice.
Right? Are you inspired?
Well, yes, but I don't think I'd be vlogging.
Why?
It's just not my thing. Though I watch people who vlog.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make like a giant cameo in this vlog. Are you aware you're still being recorded?
Oh,
You're on candid camera now.
The next day.
Hey everyone, what is up? If I'm gonna do this book any justice, which it deserves, I need to be in a place that allows me to speak without any inhibitions, right? Also, the place I normally film, in the hut over there, yeah, the neighbors are doing some construction work, and yeah, it's just not gonna work for me. I cannot speak my mind like this with other people just within earshot of me. Okay, it's just not gonna work that way. So we're here inside a car. So I just finished Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright, and I loved this book so fucking much. It's not even funny. This book was beautiful. The writing was incredible. The prose was poetic and lyrical. The way everything was described was incredible, and it wasn't over description. Like, they didn't like go overboard with spending 3 pages describing someone's face or describing a room. No, that didn't happen. I feel like chapter 9 could have been its own short story. If you know, you know. Chapter 9, okay, just And then chapter 11, okay, let me just say that, yes, this is a serial killer book, but it also has a deeply sexual component to it that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be quite disturbed by. I was buddy reading this with my friend Jordaline, and I messaged her this. I said, the fine line between smut and horror is when the word lower intestines is used during a sex scene, because that is literally the least sexy word ever, and that's not something you need in your head while you're trying to visualize the act of lovemaking, okay? But Just saying. I'm somebody who loves horror books, so the gore and the violence, bring it on. But honestly, Luke's chapters were the least violent, but they were the most introspective, and I liked that the most in this book for some reason. I don't know, I just did. It was just so good. But the shallow side of my brain did really love the chapters with Andrew and Jay because they were the two serial killers in this book. And bitch, if you love gore, okay, if you love graphic descriptions of dismemberment and shit, bitch, this shit is for you, and it is described so elegantly. Like, not a word I thought I would ever describe. Gritty, maybe. Intense, maybe. But elegant? Poppy Z. Bright has got some skills, okay? And another word I associate with this book is honest. This book is so brutally honest. Like, there's so much escapism in the books we read, so something that is like a difficult read like this is something that I truly appreciate. I'm probably gonna play some video games now and decide what I'm gonna read next. Yeah, chat soon. Hey everyone, hello! It is quite a chilly morning this morning, and I am once again very washed out and need to look for a place to sit. Hope you're all doing fantastically. So I'm gonna be reading one more book for this vlog, and that is gonna be a book that I have been told about by a lot of people in my comment section and in other people's comment section whenever I asked about disturbing books to read. So that book is Woom, I think. Is that how you pronounce it? Woom, W-O-O-M. Hi, look at my mouth, it's fucking white. Hi, let's play with these effects over here. Anyway, Woom by Duncan Ralston. Ooh, it's so nice and windy. I started reading it now on my phone. Okay, it's fucking windy. Hello, nature, world, please stop conspiring against a poor, depressed soul of mine. Oh boy. It gets even stronger. Okay, this is fine. We're fine. It's only lighting and bad audio, right? The two things you need to be watched on this fucking platform. Right. Adjustments need to be made. Okay, I'll just stand up over here and hope that my arm doesn't get tired. What about here? Here, okay. So we follow this guy named Angel, and he goes into this hotel room. He books a hotel room, basically. And he hires a prostitute, and basically the story is him telling the prostitute about sordid details of his life. Oh, this is a nice lighting effect. Okay, thank you for a change, nature. He's basically telling her about various stories, and I can only assume that these stories concern him somehow, or people in his life. Otherwise, why would he be telling them, right? I mean, like, this would have no narrative structure, in which case I'd give it 1 star, so we'll see how this goes. So basically, all these stories concern things like sex and death and submission and dominance. It has all these things that would make most people uncomfortable. And yeah, I don't really know what's going on so far. I do know that it's fucking windy and it's pissing me off, so I'm gonna go back in and read some more and update soon. Yeah? Hi, yeah, I think I had to review the book Woom by Duncan Ralston, and luckily I already posted my review to Instagram before filming this segment of the vlog because I finished the book really quickly because it's a very short book. So I'm just gonna summarize my thoughts. Basically, Sigmund Freud would be very proud of the pastiche of sexual amorality. This is definitely extreme horror done right. I really enjoyed it. I gave the book 4 stars. It does start off as a bunch of vignettes, a bunch of short stories that fluctuate from heartbreaking to disgusting to downright confusing, but they do have a connection in the end. And when we find out why this guy hired this woman to listen to his shit, when we find out the real reason why all this is happening, my jaw was on the floor. But yeah, the reason I deducted a star was because each short story just felt too short. Like, it didn't really feel like there was a coherent narrative that I could build myself alongside and get attached to. I don't know if I'm making fucking sense. When a story is too short, it's hard to get attached. And I did not connect that well to any of these people because I didn't spend a good amount of time with them. So yeah, I mean 4 stars because it succeeded at doing what I hoped it would, which was getting me to cringe and fucking me up. But yeah, this is a different kind of extreme horror. Like, I'm sure many readers would just end up being confused than scared. I don't think anyone will be scared, but yeah, it's definitely gross and you will be like, ugh. If that sounds like something you'd like, check out Woom. Probably gonna play some video games, probably gonna edit this vlog. So see you tomorrow maybe. Yeah, check in soon.
The next day.
Hey everyone, I have decided to add one more book to the books we are discussing in this vlog, and it's gonna be a non-fiction book. So I'm gonna be reading Boy Erased by Gerard Conley, and this is a memoir of identity, faith, and family. And the reason I'm adding this to the most disturbing books ever written vlog is because this novel deals with something that is very serious topic that I find to be very scary, very terrifying, very barbaric, very backwards, scientifically unsound, and that is conversion therapy. Now, for those of you who are unaware of what conversion therapy is, wake the fuck up because this is a serious issue. It is this practice in which they try to cure the gays, the lesbians. I'm halfway through, and I decided to include it in this vlog because it's hard to believe that there are places in this planet that this still happens in. And the people who do the treatment in these facilities, they're not like medically trained, licensed people. One of the people who was handling a session here was a guy that they included because he was a recovered alcoholic, and they were like, oh, homosexuality is just another addiction, so we're gonna hire someone who has recovered from addiction and apply this as a blanket treatment to all the problems being faced in this facility. It was just so infuriating. It made me so mad. This is one of the most disturbing books I've come across because it just, Anyway, so I'm gonna finish this book. I'm gonna take down some notes. I really hope this ends with like a somewhat, kind of hopeful message, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm enjoying it so far, and I will chat with you soon.
The next day.
Okay, so I finished Boy Erased just last night, and I needed some time to evaluate my thoughts and compose myself because unlike the other books, which were just fun, messed up horror books, this is non-fiction, and this is a person's account of their experience with conversion therapy, which, as you can imagine, as a gay myself, I found to be very disturbing in every single way. The fact that this story took place in 2004, I believe that this one was adapted to film also, so just don't go into this book expecting Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda by any means, please. So yeah, in this book we follow this young man, and the book is called Boy Erased because at the root of it is a story about identity and the erasure of that said identity. We see how his identity is not deemed as acceptable according to a framework of a belief system that someone else has that tells you that your identity is wrong or sinful, because this book deals with religion, and yeah. And this is a memoir, and it really captures what it's like to live in fear of persecution, of hell, of losing your friends and family because of who you are. And I've seen some complaints on this book about how a lot of it was not in the film adaptation because the author goes on so many tangents about his life, and how the book is very messy in its structure, in how it jumps back and forth in time. And I didn't share that same critique. In my opinion, the book was written that way because the author wanted to paint a picture of a very normal, lived-in reality, but then never lose sight of the undercurrent of darkness at the center of this story and the crisis that he was going through, both in his family and in his own heart and mind. And the thing that bothered me so much about this conversion therapy thing was the fact that these religious individuals in this man's community equated homosexuality with and drug use and violent criminal behavior, and said it was a gateway to bestiality. And I just don't see how something that two consenting adults do to show love to one another is in any way comparable to the horrible things I just mentioned. I swear, I just can't fathom the cognitive dissonance of some people today. It just doesn't make sense. It's sad, it's tragic. But what stood out to me a lot was the fact that when he went to college, he started questioning the beliefs that he had grown up with and the beliefs of his community, and he started to question why his community banned anything secular or banned anything that was outside of the church's teachings, so certain films, certain movies, who you could associate with, who you could get married to, who you could fall in love with, was highly regulated, and this is a community with elders that would instill fear into the hearts and minds of the youth, essentially. So it's fear plus the suppression of dissenting views, which is essentially control and brainwashing, honestly. And a really interesting quote that stood out to me was how they would box these complex range of human emotions into 3 things: fear, selfishness, and addiction. A very narrow view of human beings was showcased in these pages. And it's just crazy to me how some people demand that you should change everything about yourself to fit their idea of what is good, what is moral, what is the good life, you know? Also, some of the most anti-gay men in the story were secretly gay behind the scenes, so that just goes to show the hypocrisy. So that was the vlog. I can't wait to see what other books come across my path for vlogs of this sort. Be sure to watch the ones I told you about, linked down below. I hope to see you in future videos, but as always, take care.
I lose my